Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks. As you can see, I've been painstakingly working, and by that I mean drinking, on this week's video. And I know we went 2-2 last week, and I know we're rarely under 500 past Thanksgiving, but if 25 and 27, 48%, one good week could turn it around. Could this be the good week? Let's find out. Let's get to the picks. The answer's at the bottom of that glass. They don't know about us. I do. I know. Oh. My first pick. The Chiefs are giving 3 to the Redskins in D.C. At this point, Native Americans shouldn't be offended by the name Redskins as much as they should be embarrassed. This is a team that has underperformed all year, and now it's week 14, and they still have yet to play as a single cohesive unit. They don't. And while many people will complain about what was a genuinely horrific call in Sunday night's game by Jeff Triplett and his crew, where the officiating team magically went from 1st and 10 to 4th and 1, in the span of one play, look, before you blame Triplett for taking away a first down Washington, maybe you should look at Pierre Garçon, who caught a first down reception on the very next play, only to fumble it away with them in striking distance in the final minutes of the game. So you complain all you want, DC natives, but it looks like both Pierre Garçon and Jeff Triplett were Indian givers on that play. Let's face it, no one's going to be scalping tickets for this game. Really? Is it the booze? The Chiefs beat bad teams. The Redskins are a terrible one. Take the Chiefs, lay the 3. My next pick, the Steelers are giving 3 to the Dolphins at the Big Ketchup Bottle Heinz Field in Pittsburgh on Sunday. Well, it happened Tuesday, and we all saw it coming. The NFL handed down the second largest fine ever to Mike Tomlin, $100,000 for this move on Thanksgiving, when he stood in the path, basically, of Jacoby Jones and could have altered the outcome of the game. He didn't. Baltimore won, but they didn't cover Sunday. But that's not important. We're not angry about that. We're not angry that Mike Tomlin went on to say he didn't realize what he was doing, that he stepped on the field. I don't mind, because that's the fiery, competitive nature of Mike Tomlin, whose Steelers at 5-7 have a very real shot at the postseason, because they own the tiebreakers over the Jets and the Chargers, and after they win this Sunday, they will own the tiebreaker over Miami, and they will. And you know why? Because of this guy, Joe Philbin, who basically, since starting 3-0, has been lousy. The Dolphins have gone 3-6, and I think it's because their 26th ranked offense is paying this guy, Mike Wallace, millions upon millions to stretch the field, but they're not calling the plays, and that's why I've got to give the coaching edge to Tomlin and the Steelers. Because unlike Philbin, at least Tomlin has the courage to admit, I don't know what I'm doing when I step onto a football field. Take the Steelers, lay the 3. My next pick, the Eagles are giving 2.5 to the Lions in Philly. Wow, what can you say about Nick Foles? 19 TDs and 0 interceptions since he took over for Michael Vick. And what did he do when he was handed the starting job last week? He went out and took that streak out against the number 7 ranked Arizona Cardinals defense and threw 0 picks and 3 more TDs in a 24-21 win. Wow. Wow. Well, now the Lions roll into town, okay? And sure, the Lions have a high-flying offense with their Stafford to Calvin Johnson and Reggie Bush, but that's in the dome, lovely home confines of Detroit. You know what happens when they go on the road? They average nearly 10 points less, 22.5, which is fitting that the Lions play in Detroit, because that's the only place you're going to see them in a shootout, people. Take the Eagles in this one, lay the 2.5. Which brings me to my Double Your Money Monday Night Betters. I like to call it, who knew Seattle was that good? It doesn't matter. All right. People, the Bears are laying 1 to the Cowboys in Chicago. In a must-win game for both team, people, the Bears host the Cowboys in a game that, as of our filming right now, we don't know who's going to be under center for Chicago. But I'll tell you what we do know. We do know that Dallas will have Tony Romo, DeMarco Murray, and Dez Bryant starting, as they have most of the year, which is why that team and that offense for Dallas is in such a rhythm. Meanwhile, the Bears are the polar opposite. Dan, you get it? Polar? Bears?
They like the Coca-Cola.
They like the Coca-Cola. Anyway, you people are dumb. This stuff is brilliant. Look, the Cowboys offense has been playing together all year. While the constant distraction in Chicago of who's starting on Sunday or Monday night and who's getting all the first-team reps has made that team not play consistently and in sync. And please don't throw at me that this past Sunday, Matt Forte had 151 yards and Alshon Jeffrey had 249 yards. Really? 2 guys? 400 combined yards on one afternoon, yet you get 2 TDs in a single quarter and lose 23-20? You're not in sync, you're not confident with your receivers, and you don't know where to throw it when it matters. And that's why it's time to close the book on Cutler and draft Jameis Winston. You know why? Because while the jury is still literally out on Jameis Winston, the people of Chicago are certain that Cutler has completely screwed them. Take Dallas and the point you're getting. Those are Geno's picks. Is there any of that whiskey left? I love you so much. They don't know about us, but I do.